Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie. If you're new here, I'm glad. We're gonna be having a really fun day in the studio today. We're finishing up all the mood boards, so if you guys want to stick around, stick around. If you're new here, I'm on the journey of creating my first ever collection, my clothing collection, and so I do have a few episodes up already if you guys would like to catch up on those. Today is just a full day in the studio, and we're finally moving past the inspiration phase. I've kind of divided everything into a few categories. I try to keep myself organized, which that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be showing you everything I have so far. So we're getting right into all the inspiration and everything that moving forward that we're gonna be doing, and then we're gonna get to sewing, which is so exciting. I do have a few things already done. I don't know if you can see. I'll get like a close-up clip. So there have been a few things that I've been sewing, but not too much in the past vlogs, so I'll show you that in the future vlogs. Anyways, let's get going. So I broke mine down into 4 phases. Right now I'm just in the inspiration phase, so I'll just show you phase 1. But basically it's the phase where I'm just like, it's the inspiration, storyboarding, like the main focus for it is to just make anything that kind of helps you create the direction of your vision and kind of like where you keep all of your inspiration kind of in one area. So that was the first thing. Then we kind of moved on into making all the storyboards, and this is the list of all of the boards that I kind of have going. So the first one was a mind map to kind of get all of the ideas into one place and see where that's going, and I'll show you them right now. Then we have like the overall aesthetic, like the concept mood board. This is like the big one. This is the one that like matters, I think, the most, because it just has your whole ideas laid out into one. I think the biggest struggle for me was to like condense it because I had too many ideas, so that also helps during this phase. And then I had the color story, and I also did one that's like color combos just because I wanted the combinations of the colors to work together versus just like a regular color story, which it depends. A lot of people do something differently. I just think because for me I was using way too many colors, again I had to like narrow it down, so I like did color combos to see what I could do with the limited colors that I had selected. Then we have the silhouette boards and the details and trims. This is more of like what are the specifics of things you want to start using or implementing into the designs themselves. What kind of silhouettes are you working with? What kind of details and trims? So these are other things that maybe you had pinned in your like Pinterest mood board, but you couldn't like really pinpoint why you liked it. And it's like, well, maybe the aesthetic isn't there, but the silhouette of the item is there, or maybe like I like that they use this kind of trimming, things like that. Then we have a trend board. This is more of like figuring out where or like what category you kind of want to focus on. This is like, you don't have to do it. I think just because I'm so used to doing it when we did it in school, that's what helped me. And so we have that, and then I'll show you more right now. And then we have the techniques board and the textile board. The technique board is just ideas I want to use, but the textile board is the only one I haven't done because I haven't started actually doing the techniques or using any actual materials yet. So yeah, so that's kind of where these last few episodes my mind has been at. Okay, so now I'll show you them and kind of explain to you more in depth. So here we have the overall mood board. If you guys see this little black line, it's just because I have the name picked out, but I don't want to share it yet. So that's what that is. And I kind of should have done this before I put the name everywhere, because now there's certain stuff that I can't show you because it's literally everywhere. But anyways, this is the mood board, right? Like the overall one. I'm really happy with how it came out, but see how I have like a whole bunch of colors that I would like to use. But I think you could just get the sense of like the aesthetic of it, the feel of it, and the main colors that I will be using. So that's what that is. This was my mind map. You could always do like a more in-depth one. This is pretty insane for me, but it's just all of the things that I kind of felt like I was pinning like to my Pinterest board before I made the mood board, all of the ideas that I kind of had going through my head that I wanted to be shown in this collection, and then just narrowing it down to like the top four, which the top four were like I wanted it to feel youthful and feminine, romantic, and like you were in a garden. So that's kind of the overall vibe. But yeah, it just, for me, it's helpful to take like all the chaos and kind of make it not chaotic. Then here are the color combinations. I have a whole bunch of notes written on this, so all those black dots, just ignore them for now. But yeah, I think it just helped me narrow down the colors, but also see which colors I would actually use and how I would use them together. So this was just like a rough edit of it. And then for every single rough edit, I did a nicer version. So for example, this is the overall color story, the colors I want to use. I even have the names down here just as reference for me when I'm like needing them. But yeah, so this is the overall color story. I like the palette. I like the way it like looks. And then this is the color combinations. Again, more in detail of like the way I would want to use them, my vision for it. And I don't know, I think it just helps me be creative still, but it's like narrowed down, so it's not all over the place, and there's still some cohesiveness to the collection. So I really do think that this is the most important phase, but I don't know, it's my personal favorite. Then we have the textiles and techniques. These are just references that I found from my own the Pinterest board ideas that I thought were cool. And so once I have my own like techniques and I know what specific materials and textiles will be using, then I'll have my own board with the references for what I'm actually using. This is just like to get an idea. And then we have a silhouette board. This one isn't the one that's done. This was like the first draft of it, but the one that's done, it has a whole bunch of notes on it, so I can't really show you that one, but just so you still get an idea. Again, I went through all of my pictures, the silhouettes that I liked, like what were some of the things that I really liked about each picture or like aesthetic. And so I like the ruching detail. I like playing, like the whole idea of playing with sleeves and adding emphasis to that, the pleating, and like there's certain like quilting techniques too that give this cool tile effect, which again, it goes back to like the similarities in this. And I think like also once you have the boards done, you can kind of see the similarities, the things you do like, the things you don't like, and so you kind of start sifting through all of your ideas. But yeah, so the hourglass is the main silhouette that I like, with emphasis on the sleeves and just like all the detailing that's going to go into the garment. And then speaking of details, these are other ideas of things I want to use. There's lace, there's like these gems over here, sequins, things like that, just to add a little bit more pizzazz, specifically in the sleeves, which is what we've been talking about, and then ruffles. So yeah, so this is just more of like details that I could add, to just keep the vision alive, I guess. I just realized the name was on there. Yeah, so the trend report is just like the kinds of, I guess, trends, the kinds of that are out there, and kind of how I can implement them and do my own twists on it. I think, obviously it's very colorful. I like the whole idea of the Regency era. But I want to like make it a little bit punk, because I have been seeing that. But then again, when I look at this, it's not really punk. So that's still in the air, but it's definitely the kind of vibe. I also think like incorporating, since it's so colorful, like the Y2K inspiration of it all, like bright colors like that, color combinations. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working with. But yeah, and then this is more on the trends report. So this is how we see it out in the world, and like the kind of vibe that I like. Even like when it comes to photographs, I would love to do photographs like this with my garments. But then this is more of like how it relates to my collection. So I have that. And then these are just other mood boards. Again, I had to like rein it in and I couldn't use every single picture, but these are just other mood boards that I did that I wasn't feeling 100% on. But again, like there was a lot of like landscape, the detailing. This one was a close contender. I was going to pick this as my main mood board and then I ended up not going with it. I like the idea of flowers, but I wasn't going to put flowers in the collection. Like I don't think I'm going to. Again, we have nature, we have a lot of like Regency stuff. So, you know, these are just other mood boards that didn't make the cut because this is the final mood board. Yeah, this is like the final one. So that's what I have so far. That's what I've been working on. There's a lot more of these, but again, I'm only showing you. I feel like once the collection's done, I'll kind of show you everything. But right now, this is what I feel comfortable sharing with you guys, and then this is also so you could see the whole vision and kind of the phases that I'm going through. I think the next episode we'll start phase 2, and then I'll kind of talk about that and what that means and where we're going with that. But yeah, this is it so far. You know the stained glass picture I have on my mood board? I basically wanted to see if I could recreate that. Also because this fabric that I got, I only got a few pieces. I didn't get that many, so I wanted to see how much of this I could use, um, and kind of like mix and match. I don't know. I think I've also been quilting a lot, and so I wanted to see if I could try any of those quilting techniques. This is still a work in progress, but I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of fun to play with the new fabric, especially the colors, see if I can kind of patchwork something cool or different. And yeah, this is going to be part of that textile board that I told you guys about. I did finish it. You'll see right now kind of a little bit of like what it looks like. I ended up making an even larger piece, so it came out pretty cool. I even added some other fabrics to it, which I like how it came out. I'm not entirely sure where I would put it. But you'll see that when you guys see the textile boards. It'll probably be like in the next episode or so. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was kind of fun, and it was like it was something that I kind of didn't plan. I just started doing, and I think that's where the most creative parts happen, to just kind of play with the fabrics and not really have a direction, kind of. But yeah, it was kind of freeing, but here is like what it ended up kind of looking like. And I ended up going with this like gold thread. You can't really see it, but I just thought it would be nice if I do like some quilting. But yeah. I started draping this, so this is literally with the scraps of that t-shirt. I'm gonna do a halter top, and so far I've kind of just like scrunched this up. I'm thinking this might have like a little like a open like keyhole type of thing.